Welcome to this video where we're going to look at the bass line from the soul classic Memphis Soul Stew by King Curtis. We'll also look at a bit of the history of this song. I'll discuss who played bass on this and I'll show you some of the main sections of the bass line. You can get a complete note-for-note transcription of this bass line in standard notation and tab. Just go below this video in the description and you'll see a link there. Click that, fill out your email address and I'll send you the transcription PDF. I always thought that Jerry Jemmott played on the original studio version of Memphis Soul Stew, but it's actually Tommy Cogbill. Apparently Jerry Jemmott passed over the session and he's regretted this ever since. But the live version does have Jerry Jemmott on it. Tommy Cogbill's a fantastic bass player. He was a session player on the kind of Memphis, Muscle Shoals, Nashville scene at the time. So his bass line's fantastic on the original track. First of all, let's have a quick listen to the live version of Memphis Soul Stew, and this features Jerry Jemmott.
On the bass, ladies and gentlemen, we have Jerry Jemmott. How about a hand for Jerry Jemmott? And now we need a pound of fatback drums. Bernard Purdy, ladies and gentlemen, on the drums. And now we need 4 level tablespoons of boiling Memphis guitar.
It's such an awesome song. The band are seriously grooving on this. You've got Bernard Purdy on drums. He really complements Jerry Jemmott. It's great to see them both really going for it in the live version. The idea behind this song is that it's a recipe for a kick-ass soul tune. So they go through the recipe first of all, and then there's a really great sax solo, and that's when the kind of riff changes. On the intro, we've got a kind of bass riff doing this pattern. Okay, Tommy Cogbill mixes that up a bit, but that's the basic pattern. So, okay, that's on an E. And then you've got B, C sharp to E, okay? And then it goes into this famous riff. Okay, so we've got E, B up to high E. And then this, the flat seventh. Okay. So it's kind of in this box shape here. This is the 7th fret and the 9th fret. You're just using notes off of those 2 frets. Okay, so work that riff out slowly first of all, and then speed it up. It does go quite a pace, this tune. Okay, so you need to know that riff really well to play it to full tempo. If you're enjoying this this video, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can do that by pressing the red subscribe button in the corner of the screen. And if you click the bell and select all, then you'll get notified as soon as I release a new lesson. On the live version, Jerry Jemmott goes to this main riff. Goes to that earlier than on the original version, and he also plays a kind of bass solo, a bass feature before he goes to that main riff. There's a really interesting video that I've found online. It's got Jerry Jemmott talking about this bass line. He talks about how he developed the idea from the basic Tommy Cogbill bass line. Now I think there's a bit of confusion here because he talks about the fact that he developed this bass line, that he kind of came up with it. He might be just getting a bit confused because that's on the original version as well. But he talks about how it's got some kind of possible Latin influences like that, and some jazz influences using those patterns. Okay, have a little look at this video now.
That again is a classic example of just laying down. The bass is almost the lead instrument on that tune to a certain degree.
Yeah, we developed it that it came out that way because basically the original line was, I think, was basically this. And Tommy, we stayed right there for the whole record basically. That was Tommy playing, and it was much like in the same bag. It was another song that Wilson Pickett had done, Funky Broadway, I think.
Same bass player?
That was Funky Broadway, something like that. Mm-hmm. And it's practiced, that's the same line basically.
You just took that as an intro,
that rhythm,
and then you just went right into that whole other thing.
Right, so that was where that was coming from because he recorded that first. And so when we did it, I combined that, you know. So when it came time for him to introduce me, I took it to another, I went to another style. I went into like
that's right.
a Latin thing.
That's right, it was the band introduction, that's too. It was
exactly
your thing first, and then Cornell or whoever, right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Then the drums came in.
Right,
mm-hmm.
right.
So I, coming from having been brought up in New York, I had a chance to play a lot of Latin American music. And so this line,
I see.
It's kind of, it's really, it's coming from, that kind of Latin Montuna bass line. So I just added a little more rhythm to it and came out. And then the little skips comes from playing like jazz.
Right.
So the combination of playing that, so I had this.
Memphis Soul Stew is in A major, but that whole of the first section, which is kind of half the song, is over in E, which is a dominant chord, the fifth chord of A. Okay, when it drops into the sax solo, the second section of the song, it drops into A, and then it's a 12 bar, a simple 12 bar on A. So we've got A for 4 bars, D for 2 bars, A for 2 bars, E for 2 bars, and A for 2 bars. We already know the riff on E. We've played that main pattern, so you just need to learn it on A and D, and then you can play the whole of the 12 bar. Now, Tommy Cogbill does change this riff up slightly, especially on the ends of the bars before it changes chord. But if you learn the riff on these 3 chords, then you can play it all the way through. So if you play the riff on A, okay, so we've got the same pattern. And then we have to do open E, F sharp, so we have to shift down there, and then back to A. Okay, on D. Okay, that's the same as E, the same pattern, just down 2 frets. Back to A, okay? And we now on E. Now there is a really nice turnaround bar on the last bar of the 12 bar before it goes back to the beginning again. That's on A. So you bounce off an open A with B, C, C sharp, and then D sharp, E. There isn't a great fingering pattern for that. You could do this and shift, or I just do that, whatever kind of feels comfortable for you. So that's the turnaround bar. So you can now play all the way through the 12 bar sequence. Remember though that I've put a note for note transcription, so if you want to follow that, get the link below this video. You could also try and learn some of Jerry Jemott's licks from the live version. So you've got the studio version and the live version. You can kind of mix and match that a bit. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's such a great bass line. I just wanted to give you an overview of the bass line really in this video. Let me know what you thought. You can leave me a comment below this video. Also, don't forget to help me out by liking and sharing this video and subscribing to my channel. And if you felt you got value out of this lesson, you can always buy me a coffee. They're $5. The details are at the bottom of the screen here, or you can click the links below in the description. Check out my website as well, gbshed.com. I've got merch, you can buy these t-shirts. I've got bass courses. Now, one of my courses is the Riff Meister course. The Riff Meister Bootcamp, the first one, there's a part 1 and a part 2. The first one actually features this tune as one of the riffs. So check that out. That's gbshed.com. This is Greg from Greg's Bass Shed. Hopefully see you very soon in the next video.